Great! Hi everyone! How's it going? Today we're going to be doing the next story quest that we have. Kind of because the next update's tomorrow. But we're going to be doing Chiori's story quest. And that's why we're here at Cisoria Boutique today. So we first met Chiori back in the Fontanalia Film Festival. She was the costume designer for the film. And, we know a little bit about Chiori. She's from Inazuma, and she's made a big name for herself here in Fontaine, even though she's overcome a lot of struggles as a foreigner working here. And we also know that she's somebody who very much stays true to her ideals. Her boutique is basically like her palace, and she is the queen of her palace. And if you do not respect the rules of the queen of the palace, chances are good things are not going to happen for you. But her work as a fashion designer is beloved by all the people here. So without further ado, we got some friends here from the Fontanalia Film Festival with us. So why don't we get to know Chiori and her fashion a little bit better now with her story quest. So without further ado, where Honed Blades Clash. Well, it looks like we're going to be starting at her boutique anyway, so perfect.
Is this really okay?
I told you I could do it using the leftover funds from the original deposit. Don't tell me you're afraid that I cheaped out on the dress.
No, not at all. I have only the fullest faith in your work, Miss Chiori. I'm just in shock, that's all. It's always been my dream to wear a Chioria boutique dress for my wedding. I really thought the chance had passed me by.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wait, isn't that Chiori? She's actually at her shop today?
Perhaps it's because of Fontaine Fashion Week.
Oh, you've got a point there. Well, once she's done with her
Fashion Festival.
I'm a woman of my word. If I say I can do something, then it'll be done. The first rule of business is to always keep your promises. Now, remember to not fold the gown, or store it under direct sunlight. I'd recommend only taking it out on the day of the wedding. But from the look on your face, I can tell that may be a little difficult for you.
I'll try my best. Once he sees me in this, his jaw is gonna drop straight to the floor.
Chiori,
Well, good luck with your wedding.
shop today.
Hello,
Is that
Chiori.
really so shocking? It is mine, after all. Anything
True,
you're looking for
true.
today? A custom design, or perhaps some ready-to-wear outfits for kids?
We should get...
Kid.
Paimon could use some different outfits, though. I think Paimon would really like that. We actually want to ask about Fontaine Fashion Week.
That. Well, if news of the event has reached your ears, I suppose the Fontaine Apparel Association's advertising efforts have paid off.
Are there any fun and popular activities that we can take part in?
Yeah, anything we can get to do.
Fashion Week isn't what I'd call fun.
I mean, it doesn't sound like
But
a
it
carnival kind
certainly
of
always
festival.
attracts a
It's more
crowd.
like a
It's a
showcasing
fashion
of a cool
extravaganza
clothing
that
kind
only
of
takes
festival.
place once a year, after all.
Will you be showing off some of your designs too?
Of course. All designers at the Court of Fontaine use the week to advertise their brand. If you're lucky, you could even land a large amount of orders as soon as the main show ends. Come
Sounds
to
good
think
business
of it,
opportunity, too.
It was also at a previous fashion week that our label first took off.
Aren't you pretty much an established name now? People will still buy your clothes even if you don't participate this year, right?
But it's still a good chance to show off
Yeah,
whatever
that's
she's
not
been up
quite how
to.
it works. While many people buy clothes for fit and style, the fashion industry also strongly values a label's artistic vision and creative direction. Why would anyone patronize a label that hasn't even bothered to put out any new designs for the year? In the end, fashion is just a representation of the
Birds.
spirit of the times.
No, sorry, those are dogs. Those are
Because
dogs
they
with their
support
hats.
The vision it represents.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe fashion's more complicated than Paimon thought.
Probably
All
is,
that
Paimon.
complicated
Probably
stuff
is.
aside, you're saying we'll be able to see new Chioria designs at the show?
Absolutely.
awesome.
The designs have already been finalized. I'm just waiting for the fabrics to arrive.
Ooh, are you using materials you can't get in Fontaine?
Well, I still have a certain partiality to Inazuma-made fabrics. The textures are pleasant to the touch, and their familiarity gives me a sense of security.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's that feeling of home.
Ugh, something like that. Yes.
We're a long way from Inazuma, though. Aren't you concerned that your shipment might get lost or stolen along the way?
I'm sure she has her means to make sure that
No need
doesn't
to worry.
happen.
I've already taken steps to ensure
Exactly.
it will arrive safely. I've entrusted the job to Komani Express's most reliable courier.
Kirara!
Excuse me. Coming through. Coming through.
Hello!
Chiori, your shipment's here. I know it's quite late, so I'm really sorry.
It's okay, you got it here
Breath,
on time.
Ciora, then start again.
Oh, so Kirara's the courier you were talking about.
Oh, hey, Traveler and Paimon. Fancy seeing you here in Fontaine. It's been a while.
It has indeed. How about a game of Genius Invocation TCG? I think she's a little bit tired right
Wait
now.
a second. This is the second time that you've seen me flub a delivery job now, isn't it?
Oh, it didn't look like you did too badly, just a
happened to
little
catch me off my
late.
game,
But it looks like
huh?
Chiori is still
So,
prepared.
what was the holdup? Sailing delays, bad weather?
Huh? No, nothing like that. I just ran into a bit of trouble, that's all.
Her
Bandits,
tails.
then.
What was it?
Or treasure hoarders?
A few run-ins on the road aren't usually enough to give you any trouble.
Well, I didn't run into anyone exactly. I just got a little lost.
Keeping you honest as always, I see.
What
Alright,
happened?
alright. I was stopped by a group of bandits as soon as I entered Fontaine. They
Oh,
were a little
no.
different
That's
from the
not
ones I
good.
usually run into. I could hear them mumbling about Komunia Express. It was obvious they were looking for someone with two tails.
Oh no, they
So it
are
was
specifically after your package. Not just any good loot.
I got the sense that they were actually targeting Chiori's goods.
Fabric
Interesting.
shipment?
Yeah,
Do
they
they wanna
said that I could go
sabotage
as long as
her?
I left the goods with them. Otherwise, they'd stuff me into my delivery box and toss me into the sea to drown.
Oh, that's not nice of
Oh, are
them.
you okay, Kirara?
Oh, I'm good. I'm still a yokai after all. I turned them over to the guards. It just took me a while to round them all up.
Well, it's not completely out of the ordinary for one of your deliveries to get intercepted. But it still doesn't make sense how you knew it was my goods they were after. You've got other deliveries to make in Fontaine, don't you? Is there something else that you're keeping from me?
Well...
The tails don't lie.
Perhaps I need to reconsider how many stars to give you in my review.
Oh no, the
You
review.
always know how to get me, Chiori. Alright, I'll talk. So, I kinda wanted to know why anyone would order a hit on me, so I spent a bit of time investigating. One of the bandits had a loose tongue, which saved me some time. He said that a certain person had commissioned them to intercept Chioria Boutique's delivery.
So
And
it
who might
was
this
sabotage.
person be? Chiori, why don't we just let this one go? I mean, I didn't really get injured, and you've still got Fashion Week to worry about.
I appreciate your kindness, Kirara, but if I don't teach this person a lesson, I doubt they'll stop here. Anyone that dares to mess with one of my friends deserves a stern talking to and then some.
All right.
That's right.
The guy said that the commissioner
That's what
was
we love
someone by
about
the name
Chiori.
of Uter.
Uter. No, that name rings a bell. Wouldn't you say, Kirara?
Well, that's exactly why I didn't want to bring it up to you.
So you both know this Uter guy?
Through Chiori's complaints about him, sure. He's a fellow fashion designer who's made it his goal in life to make hers as miserable as possible.
Oh, so he's like a business rival.
A rival
Sound even
is what you
worse
call
than a
someone who
business
fights you fair and
rival.
square.
Yeah.
Uter, however, just has it out for me as a designer. He's publicly disparaged my design choices, my use of materials. He's practically tried every trick in the book to ruin my good name.
Stooping much lower than any good rival would.
But I guess he prefers playing dirty. Well, I'm
Exactly.
happy to oblige.
Wait, Chiori.
But thankfully, it sounds like Chiori has a plan.
Teach someone a lesson. You must be tired after your long journey. Why don't you rest in my shop for a little while before heading back?
Chiori! Wait!
It's okay. Let her do her thing.
She's got it.
Oh no.
Well,
What should we do?
You seem
we need a friend
concerned.
like her in life.
Should we be worried about Chiori?
Well, she's always been the type of person to face things head on. But with her fiery temper, I'm just worried whatever she's about to do will feel negative publicity about her right before the start of Fashion Week.
But I get
Traveler,
the sense
Simon,
that
could
she
you
is
go after
somebody
and check out the
who,
situation for me?
wants to.
As a formal employee of Komonia Express, it wouldn't be appropriate for me to get involved.
She wants to live her life, her own way, and be honest about the things that she's going to teach this guy a lesson, and she wants to fight fair and square, but she's not afraid to get her hands dirty because she's not afraid to get things done, and is probably really tired of trying to play nice with everybody. I can definitely see that in her eyes. And just staying true to herself and her own values. She doesn't, I don't think, I get the impression she really cares what other people think in terms of her designs will speak for themselves in terms of garnering her the acclaim she has. And even if she didn't have that, at least she is living true to her own values and being honest with herself about what she wants to accomplish with her art, the way she wants to express herself. That's not so much dictated by what other people think. And of course, maybe she can also afford to be like this now because she is successful enough that probably an incident like this would not be enough to really tarnish her name and her brand and her work. But it also sounds like this privilege that she has is something she's had to fight very hard for. And now she's not afraid to go and speak her mind and use it.
Yeah, we'll take good care of Chiori.
To be honest, I'm more worried about that Uter guy's safety.
And they talk about tonight. Well, sounds sort of like this was something to be expected for that guy. So, hey, it's Chevres! Hello!
Any chance you're on the clock, officer?
Nothing good ever comes out of you addressing me like that. Oh, and I see the Traveler and Paimon are here too.
Hello. That's what we're here for.
Chevres, we meet again.
Are you out on patrol? Is everything
Things have
going
been
well?
fine on my end. We were able to bring in a large number of recruits thanks to that film we made.
Oh, that's
I suppose the
awesome!
trade-off is that I'm now constantly getting stopped for autographs while out on patrol. Not
Oh,
ideal,
yeah.
if you ask me.
Well, you were one of the leading roles after all.
So, did something happen?
Indeed it did. I'll need you to come with me.
I only ever hear that phrase from you. Usually I'm the one asking people to do that.
Well, are you coming?
Not
Are
before
you?
I know what you're planning.
Have I ever made a
Fair
bad
enough.
call?
The better question is, have you ever made one that didn't violate proper procedure?
Okay. A man hired a group of bandits to mug my friend. I'm about to go teach him a lesson.
That's
Sure
right.
this is something you should be telling the captain of the special patrol? It's getting hard to tell whether you're here to report a case or turn yourself in for one.
Neither. I'm requesting personal supervision from said captain, so I don't do anything too out of line.
Are you planning to?
Not if I can help it.
I love their
All right.
interactions so much.
Where is this person?
Follow me.
I guess we're following her. No questions asked. How far away is this?
Promise you'll start trying to keep yourself out of trouble.
I don't think we can make any
When
promises
trouble
here.
stops coming my way, I'll be sure to get on that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
This should be the place. You all wait here. I'll go have a chat with him.
You know, Chevraz, Paimon gets the sense that you two are actually pretty close.
It's just
I
as
know,
Chiori
close
said.
enough that
We
Chevraz
got
is
to
trying
know
to
each
keep
other
her
pretty
out
well
of
in our
trouble.
lines of work. You could call it a you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours sort of situation.
Does Chiori often need your help?
I'd say it's mutual. The Special Patrol needs her help quite often as well. We've got tough problems of our own. Getting people to talk, for example. The uniform, the musket, they're intimidating. Most people clam up the minute they see us. Lips sealed so tight, getting them to talk almost feels like trying to break into the fortress of Meripede. But put them in a clothing boutique, and they suddenly start gushing faster than the waters at the Fountain of Lucine.
Oh, is it because they're trying to show off or something?
Yep. People are vain creatures. They can't help but want to talk up new developments in their lives or show off how much they know about other people. And nothing brings out that sort of vanity quite like fashion. As a result, Chiori often picks up on all kinds of information in her shop. Most of her customers are members of the upper class, which means they're pretty much up to the gills in wealth and intel.
You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Huh,
Yeah.
Paimon gets it now.
Exactly. I'm also here to ensure Chiori's safety. Those who make trouble for her also tend to be rich and powerful. And in some very rare cases, I'm forced to protect other people from Chiori herself. So, who got on her case this time? It's been a while since I last saw her that angry.
Oh, so this is what happened.
Some kind of sabotage. Well, I don't like how long this is going. This is probably not going to be good.
Uter, you say?
You've heard of him?
Yep. He's made trouble for Chiori several times already. He's fond of pretty much every dirty trick in the book. I heard that even the Maison Gardiennage issued him a warning due to his behavior. So he's back at
And
it,
everybody
huh?
knows it's
His
sort of
funeral, I guess.
his problem then.
Whoa, what's this about a funeral all of a sudden?
I just meant that
A
Uter's
funeral,
done for.
Paimon. I don't
Now bring it
understand
in,
what you
Uter.
don't
Get
understand
right
about
up
that.
close.
Sure, but why?
Because this is probably going to turn into one of those very rare cases I just talked about.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we all saw that one coming. That's right, make him pay. I'm sorry, I just, you know,
Stay away from me!
I can and
Anyone
will
ever
cheer
taught
for
you
her.
the definition of stupidity? Stupidity is doing the same meaningless thing over and over again. It appears you've forgotten what I told you before. So, allow me to refresh your memory. Lay off the dirty tricks.
That's right, you tell him.
Oh, and if you dare lay your hands on my friend again, you can expect a far less pleasant landing next time.
Chiori?
Officer, an assault's in progress! Please, officer, you've got to do something!
Of course. I'll do my utmost to investigate the situation. Unfortunately, I was chatting with this traveler and seemed to have missed what happened.
No,
Not to
no,
worry,
yeah,
though.
sorry,
If
we
you'd allow
we
me to
didn't
search
see
the scene,
anything.
I'm sure I'll be able to
Well,
collect some useful
sorry.
evidence. You don't mind, do you? There's nothing in there that would implicate you in any illegal activity, I would hope.
Forget it. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Ms. Chiori, I must also ask you to refrain from engaging in such disorderly conduct in the future, especially out in the open like this.
Apologies, officer. I guess you could say I'm just used to tossing out any trash I come across on the street.
Oh, roasted.
You...
Is there
You
anything
heard
else
her.
either of you have to say for yourselves?
That's all from me.
I sincerely hope that today's events will never happen again.
We'll see about that.
I mean, how else? I mean,
Heck out of Paimon! How did he just go flying out like that?
I mean, something needs to be done with this guy. I mean, I agree, probably physical violence isn't the answer, but like, he's been harassing her for a really long time, and it seems not even this would deter him, maybe for a little while, but hopefully this will. I don't know. Such incredible strength, such a graceful arc.
You're too kind.
Now's
Aw.
not the time to be accepting compliments. What happened to not doing anything too out of line?
Oh, not if I could help it, is what I said. And I think I kept to that. I started with a verbal warning, but he displayed neither shame nor remorse.
Honestly,
If
though, I
anything,
think it
he
would be
kept running
better
his
if
mouth
she
with insults
didn't
and
tell
threats.
Chevreuse.
Insults
Because
and threats so bad that he deserved to be tossed out like a sack of trash?
Believe it or not, they were that bad. He deserved to get knocked down a peg. It's the only way to get him to stop.
I mean,
You could have
Chiori
reported
herself
him
is
to the
not afraid to
guards.
get her
Oh,
hands dirty
I
if she
will.
has to either.
But it'll take some time for them to gather evidence. And he denied that he ever had anything to do with those bandits. I don't want anything else to happen during Fontaine Fashion Week. On top of that, if Kirara is going to continue delivering goods for me, the least I can do is guarantee her safety.
I'm not sure that's exactly a guarantee, considering this guy might be back for
that reminds
vengeance
me.
and come back again.
There
But
is another favor I'd like to
yes,
ask of
for
you
the next
today.
little while, I'm sure her safety
What a
is
shame.
guaranteed.
I believe you've already used up your favor quota for the day.
Have I? Well, it's a good thing I was planning on taking an advance on tomorrow's quota then.
Don't you think
That's
you're
exactly my
maxed
answer
out
would
on
have been too.
advances already?
I always pay you back in information, don't I? It's just like you said. You scratch my back, and I scratch yours.
I mean, yes, Chiori could take the high road and, you know, let it go. There's no point in talking with a guy who can't be reasoned with, all of that. But she also seems like somebody who has been messed with a few too many times too many. And I
We're back.
don't think that it's completely unjustified how she feels. Let's just say.
You were gone
And
for
how
an
she
awfully
acts.
long time. Oh, please tell me nothing bad happened.
There's nothing to
Nothing
worry.
bad happened here.
All you need to know is that you'll never have to worry about someone in Fontaine messing with your deliveries again.
Well, never's a long time,
Sorry,
but
Chiori.
yes.
I didn't mean to cause you so much trouble.
What are you talking about? You didn't do anything wrong. Those greedy bandits are to blame, along with a certain someone who doesn't know when to lay off the petty tricks. The next time you need to leave the city, call the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. They'll escort you half of the way, and the Spina di Rosula can take the second half. With that sort of escort,
I love
next time you make a
the
delivery,
rose
those treasure
bow that
hoarders
she
won't
has
go
on her
anywhere
back
near
with
your
the,
goods.
the
Unless, of course,
leaves
it's to
and
offer to
stuff
carry them
too.
for you.
Good one, Chiori.
I'm being serious. You know me. If I bring something up, you can assume it's already a done deal. You're going back to Inazuma tomorrow, right?
Wait, you don't mean...
I've already spoken to the captain of the Special Patrol. As discussed, the patrol's going to take a small detour during their daily training tomorrow. As for Navia, I'll give her a heads up in a bit.
There's really no need. I'm just a simple courier. I don't need to be surrounded by a bunch of armed guards. Or ones with sunglasses, for that matter. Don't you think this
cool
is a bit much?
sunglasses.
Well, you certainly shouldn't count on such a procession for every trip you make to Fontaine. It's just a one-off thing. For my own peace of mind.
More
It'll
than trying to
also show
protect
those guys what'll
Kirara.
happen to
This
those who dare
is,
to mess with my friends.
yeah, this is sort of Chiori flaunting her success with the interaction that we just previously witnessed. Like, this is what happens if you mess with my friend. These are all the connections I'm gonna pull up to make sure you don't hurt her ever again. Since she's already talked to the patrol, just think of it as a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type of situation.
Yes, well put.
Well, if you think it's a good idea, Traveler, then I guess it's fine.
Just go along with
Well, with
it.
the
It'll
bad
be
guys out
it'll
of the
be
way
cool.
and
It'll be a
goods
cool
safely delivered,
one-time
everything
experience.
should be good to go for Fontaine Fashion Week, right?
I believe so.
If it was, there wouldn't
I'll
be a
try to
story
try out a few more
Paimon.
outfits over
And I
the
don't
next
think
few
it's long
days.
enough.
I've heard a lot
that
of
this quest is
suppliers
gonna
are
end right here.
interested this year.
Who's gonna take a guess and say suppliers are super important?
But of course, they supply us designers.
How
with
long
equipment,
until
factory
Fontaine
access.
Fashion Week starts? I
You
feel
have
like a
to
lot of
work
this
with
should
them
have been
if you
dealt
want to
with
be a truly
earlier in the
renowned
season.
fashion house. That's also why this year's Fashion Week is so important to me.
But isn't your brand already really famous, Chiori? Your clothes are so pretty and so nice to wear. I can't help but brag about them to my customers whenever I get the chance.
Even so,
are
I would
awesome.
imagine there are still people who've never heard of the Chioria brand. Yes?
Well, I mean, with the amount of places that I deliver to, it's only natural that some people from other nations haven't heard of it.
Then it's still not famous enough. My goal is to make the Chioria brand renowned throughout all of Teyvat.
All of it? Your business would have to get pretty huge then.
That's your plan.
Would that mean I could just go to any Chioria branch on the continent to get my clothes fixed? It has been pretty
That would be
inconvenient having
awesome.
to come to Fontaine every time I need to get them patched up.
Alternatively, of course, you could just be a bit more careful with them. They're already about as durable as I can make them.
You know, all the bandits and stuff.
Okay, I'll admit, they do get snagged on branches pretty often. But I can't help it. It's hard to be careful about that sort of thing when you're trying to take a nice nap in a tree.
Well, if that's your dream, Chiori, then we should do our best to make it a reality. Is there anything we can do to help out with Fashion Week?
We would love to help you if we could.
I'm sure I could think of something.
Yes.
Ooh, what is
Let's
it?
make ourselves useful today.
Why don't you come to my shop tomorrow and model for me? Simply put, you'll serve as my living mannequins.
Ooh, that sounds like so much fun!
Some of your clothes? Got it.
Oh, that sounds
Also
awesome.
give me the chance to make some small adjustments
Getting
to
to it,
stitching and the
Chiori's
silhouette of the design.
Cool fashion designs.
Sounds easy enough.
Do you need us for the runway too?
No need. We've already booked the models for that.
Okay.
If you like them, though, feel free to visit the boutique and see if anything catches your eye. I'll even give you a special discount.
Ooh, sounds great. Paimon was just starting to get curious about all this design stuff.
Then we have a deal.
Paimon, you're gonna look so
You'll model some
cool.
formal wear, Traveler, and I don't know. Paimon here will show off some kids' designs. I'll see you both tomorrow then.
Yep, sounds good. Wait, kids' clothes? Paimon told you already she's not a little
Oh, Paimon, I don't think the grown-up clothes will fit. Where homes blades clash.
Speaking of clothes, do yours happen to need any mending right now, Kirara?
Well, since you asked, Chiori, there's this part around my waist.
Oh, need a bit of letting out around the middle.
No! It's a tear. Those bad guys did it.
Alright. Till the next morning. Oh, this is so exciting! We get to try on Chiori's clothes. Alright, a night full of excitement. And now, we're here. The much anticipated Fontaine Fashion Week has begun. Many renowned designers have gathered for this event. Their meticulously crafted brand new works will be on display during the final show. Let the light of fashion shine upon the city of the arts. What do you mean higher? Higher where? Oh, enter. Of course. We couldn't enter it before, so I don't know. Now we can. Now we can. Hello.
You're here early. I haven't even opened the shop yet.
But you're awake.
Wait, has Kirara left already?
I guess with that you know,
Yep,
whole
with the special
military
patrol.
escort,
Right,
that you have to make sure she gets out of Fontaine safely.
I believe so. The patrol makes for quite the entourage. The way they marched forward with Kirara in the center, you'd think she was some sort of VIP.
Aww,
For the second leg, the Spina also came with a pretty
that's
large
so
group,
cute.
led by Navia herself.
A
They
little
took care to
cat
clear the
with
path
all of these
beforehand
people
as well.
protecting her.
Kirara won't so much as step on a single stray rock on her journey. I even heard that Navia decided out of the blue to make a batch of macarons as a going-away gift for Kirara. An excellent souvenir.
Oh, that's
to
going to
remember
be so
Fontaine by, I'd
yummy.
say.
Sounds like Navia really got into it.
My thoughts exactly. She even lamented the fact that she didn't have time to prepare something even fancier. I'm pretty sure she can't wait for another escort opportunity to come her way.
You know, now that you mention Navia, Paimon thinks the two of you are actually pretty similar. You say what you mean, and when you have an idea, you really hit the ground running.
I
Yeah,
suppose that's why we're such good friends. Navia has a certain resilience about
and
her.
Geo
It's part of who
visions.
she is. No matter what comes her way, she never bows down in the face of adversity. That sort of determination and courage is something I really admire. That same spirit is the true vision of my brand. When she first mentioned commissioning an outfit from my boutique, well, I'm sure you can imagine my excitement.
It's like finding the perfect brand ambassador, huh?
Indeed. Customers pay attention not
Oh,
just to the
look at all
clothes,
of
but also
the,
to the figures in
like,
society
the
who wear
kimono
said
designs
clothes.
she has.
People like to copy the styles of those they look up to.
Huh. And here Paimon thought all that mattered was for the clothes to look cute.
Fashion
That
is about
too,
more than just
Paimon.
looks, my dear. Especially if you've got your sights set on a market the size of Teyvat.
What kind of statement can she make
would you
with
look
her
at the
art
time?
is what she is really focusing on.
Come on, let's get down to business. We're here to model.
Indeed. Give me a moment while I go retrieve some fabrics and sample outfits. Why don't you help me set up the shop displays in the meantime?
Set them up? How exactly?
Just carefully organize the ready-to-wear clothes with an eye toward their types and styles. This way, we can guarantee that the customers will see something different every day.
Whoa, there sure is a lot that goes into running a store.
I know, she's a
Well then,
fashion
I'll
designer
leave the
and a
displays to
business
you.
owner too. All these things to focus on. That's why you need helpers like us.
So, we just need to put all the clothes with similar styles together, right?
Okay, put the kimono. Place the men's formal attire. Place the women's formal attire. Did we do it right? I know you said we could mix it up a little bit at the same time. I think this is the way you wanted it.
Not bad. You might just have an eye for design. Anyway,
Good to hear.
let's move on to the real task at hand. Over here, stand still. I'll take your measurements first.
This is awesome.
Excuse me, Miss Chiori.
Oh, good morning, Leanne. How have you been recently?
Not too bad.
Your gown will be ready next week, so there's no need to worry about missing the ball. Or did you come here today because you'd like to make a new request, perhaps?
Oh, no. Nothing like that, Miss Chiori. To be honest, I came here today to cancel my order for that gown.
Oh no.
Cancel your order.
But you can keep the deposit, of course. I know you can't return any materials you've already used.
Don't worry about the materials. I'm more concerned about you. Did something happen, Leanne? Have your plans changed? It's all right. I'm not trying to make things difficult for you. I'll take note of the cancellation.
Thank you.
Which is
I'm
code
really
for
sorry.
she's gonna look into this
worry
issue a
about
little
it.
bit further.
Just let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
She's gonna look into this issue a little bit further.
Is
I
it
know.
just Paimon, or was she acting a bit strange just now. Wonder why she wouldn't tell us why she was canceling her order.
It does
It's
not
not a big
sound
deal.
good.
These things happen every once in a while. A family
I mean, that's why you
emergency,
collect a
an
deposit,
important
right?
Payday falling through, a lover's quarrel, no one to take you to the ball. I've pretty much heard it all. Judging from the look on her face, something's keeping her from revealing the truth to us. It's best not to pry.
Well,
All
guess
will
this
reveal
means you'll have
itself
more
in due
time to work
time.
on Fashion Week, right?
That's true. Come, let's pick up where we left off.
Is Miss
Okay.
Chiori in?
Uh-oh. You don't look
I
like
am.
somebody
How
who's
can I
going
help you?
to...
I'd like to return this item.
Oh, could I ask why?
It's just, not to my liking. You said I could get a refund if I wasn't satisfied, so that's why I'm here.
You're gonna have to
Is there
explain
something
not
about it that didn't
satisfied
meet
a
your
little bit
expectations?
more clearly
Are
than
the
that.
sleeves too short? Or is the color too dark? I can always make those adjustments for you.
No need. You don't have to concern yourself with that. I'd just like that refund, please.
And I'd be
Was
happy
that
to
in the
process
terms and
that for you.
services when you made the
If
purchase?
you could just tell me the cause of your dissatisfaction.
Is Chiori here? I'd like to return my outfit.
Another one?
Is there
And
some
this
sort
is the
new
struggle
calamity
of
coming that
running
I
a
haven't heard
business
about?
and
Another
trying to
flood?
create your
Or
art
an
at the same
apocalypse,
time,
maybe?
it appears.
What does the prophecy say this time? You'll be spared if you get rid of all your clothes? Surely the entire population of Fontaine didn't convene and pick this one day to come and return my clothes. What is going on?
Is this another sabotage or threat?
What kind of rags are you trying to sell us, huh? The way I see it, this shop is nothing more than a black market front run by a bunch of dirty criminals.
Shush, I'm sure the guard's gonna take you away soon.
What is he talking about?
This is
Haven't you
definitely
heard?
some kind of sabotage
Chiori
operation.
Boutique has been exposed for having close ties with criminals. It's all
Oh
over the
no. I'm sure the media really loved that headline.
To throw that accusation around.
papers. Well, you tell us.
The tabloids, I'm
fabrics
sure,
you've
loved
got
that
here,
one, for
they're
sure.
all sourced from underground factories, aren't they?
I've been transparent about my materials from the very beginning. I've already proved there's nothing wrong with them. If a little hearsay and baseless slander are enough to convince you, then by all means, go ahead and hand over your garments right now. Spare yourself from that flood of yours. Or have you not been convinced of that one just yet?
You.
Ella!
Tell him!
Miss Chiori?
Go outside and help these customers with their return requests. There's no need to ask them why. We'll refund them at the purchase price.
Interesting.
And once you're done, put up the sign that says we're closed for the day.
Got it.
Chiori.
What is going on? These are rumors. This is the issue I had with the press in Fontaine since the very beginning. Even the first time we met up with Charlotte, is the fact that people in this nation will believe anything. That's how they're able to make court cases, you know, like theaters, like shows. Is that anything is drama to these people. And drama is what they enjoy. It doesn't matter. Nothing else matters about how real people's lives are affected by court cases or baseless rumors. This is... Okay, but this is definitely some kind of revenge setup, I'm certain.
They couldn't be more fabricated if you tried. No need to worry about them. I'm sure they'll go away on their own in a few days. The real goal here is to divert my attention away from Fashion Week. The best response right now is to tune it out and focus on finalizing my design.
That's right, because people here have short
You say
attention
so,
spans.
But Paimon still can't help but worry.
The best way
Me
to respond
too,
to
but it
public
sounds like
skepticism
something
is
that
to let your
Chiori
work
is very
speak for
experienced with
itself.
dealing with.
There will be no doubt about the quality of my work once my new designs are released. The public just has to see it for themselves.
Miss Chiori, bad news!
Oh, how bad could it be?
Oh, for the love of... Can a woman not get a moment of peace to do her work?
I know, right?
What's the matter now?
It's our accessories supplier. They just sent word that they'll no longer be able to supply us during Fashion Week.
What? No accessories? Not even the ones
Okay.
we pre-ordered?
I mean, this is kind of why I said
that's
if I
what the
shouldn't
messenger
if I
said.
shouldn't leave designing the
And what about
clothes
the
or
models
creating the
we have some
clothes
to book for us?
on Fashion Week.
I think they'll probably pull out as well.
But
Even the
it definitely
suppliers
sounds more
believe
and
those
more
nasty
like
rumors?
this is a sabotage of some kind.
Is the messenger still here?
Well, I guess her attention has been successfully diverted
No accessories mean
for whoever
no
is
brooches,
thinking to do
no
this.
bow ties, things like that?
Not just that. It means no gems, ribbons, gold thread, all the elements that lend life and soul to my designs.
But if you take those away, does that mean you won't be able to make your designs at all?
No!
You stay and watch the shop. I'll go talk to the supplier myself.
We'll go with you. Maybe we'll be able to find out what happened.
And we can vouch for you too. We'll make sure your supplier knows there's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with your clothes.
I mean, I think the
you.
kinds of people who
In that
wouldn't
case,
believe Chiori also wouldn't believe us either. They'll probably say, yeah, you sound cool, but I'm sure that's just all rumors about this and that and whatever. Because the same people who will believe anything that sounds good to them will also not believe anything that sounds bad. And it doesn't matter how... Oops. Sorry, dog. Sorry, doggos! No! No! I clicked the wrong button. I'm sorry. No! They faded away into oblivion. But yeah, the same people who will believe anything that sounds good to them will also not believe anything that doesn't sound good to them. And it doesn't matter evidence, truth, any proof you have one way or the other. If somebody has already convinced themselves so strongly of one thing, and so strongly to disagree with
We really are
the other one,
talk, right?
Of course. I wouldn't do anything to one of my business
Lore?
partners, especially when a reasonable conversation.
sure, a reasonable conversation. And I can see why she's always, you can see why she's always angry at other people for messing with her, because this seems to happen a lot. I'm sure this is not the first time an incident like this has happened to Chiori. And if you had to deal with all of this stuff getting in the way of you, A, running your business, and B, trying to create art, I think you'd be pretty upset with some of these people too.
Venger, it's Chiori. We've worked
We
together
heard
all
you're not
these
selling
years.
accessories
The least
anymore.
you could do is allow me a face-to-face conversation.
Straightforward as always, I see. You know, there are certain conventions people usually follow if they want to seek someone's company. Sending a
Nah.
messenger, for example.
Seeing that Chiori has her own
And
rules,
when
and if
has
you want to
following
work with her,
convention ever
you
gotten me
should
anywhere?
understand that.
Why hire a messenger when I can just explain things in person?
Have you read the papers today?
Well, we've certainly heard about
I
them.
don't like to waste my time on baseless lies and speculation. Maybe that's something you should consider as well.
You're right. I only subscribe to the Steambird. And most days, I never even read the others.
Well, I don't really trust the Steambird either.
The Steambird was the one that published them?
No, not at all. They were in some second-rate fashion tabloids.
Okay, then why did you
There
listen
you
to
go.
them?
Those sort of headlines become old news faster than you can read them. Surely a bit of tabloid drama isn't worth cutting off my supply.
Unless he's
You
being
would think
personally
that.
threatened.
But this time is different.
Oh, unless somebody personally came
Someone
to
paid
threaten
off the
him
tabloids to
if
publish the
he
same
didn't
article at once.
stop supplying.
They even went so far as to leave a copy in front of every house. That's how I first learned of the rumors.
Every house? That means someone must have been planning this for a very long time.
It
Very
seems your
bad
rival really
sabotage.
pulled out all the stops this time, Chiori. The article was even published alongside a photo of you.
What sort of photo?
A photo
Edited for
of
sure,
you
probably.
beating up
Oh.
someone on the street yesterday.
Okay, maybe not
Yesterday?
edited.
Wait, that means...
Because we did see that happen.
Uter again.
Here.
Okay,
Another copy. See for yourselves.
maybe I should take back what I said earlier about her being in a position where she's successful enough that she can do whatever she wants and it wouldn't affect her reputation. I don't think it, I think at no, I really at no point are you really big enough that nobody can possibly slander you. And I mean, that's why Chevreuse and Kirara wanted to get Chiori out of trouble, because, you know, taking the high road with that one probably would have avoided this photo thing. Although it does seem as though this entire reputation problem was long in the works before yesterday's incident. But yeah, I mean, that's why the normal solution is not to go, you know, angrily attacking people who just because, I mean, I guess that the moral of the story here is just because other people stoop to such lows does not mean the answer is you stoop to such lows to meet them there. Or else something like this will happen. I don't know, I probably shouldn't say too much before we actually find out what happens in the story, but... Do I want to read? This is all tabloid. Other side of the facade, something about criminals wearing Chiori boutique. They like it. So a prisoner is violent kind of. Okay, so criminals like Chiori's designs. That doesn't mean anything. There's something criminals favor the boutique is comparable to an invisible hand. Supplies and ornaments, side to order things. Okay, and they slander, yeah, so they slander this guy who's selling the accessories, which is probably why he felt threatened to have to stop. Just for his own safety, it seems, which, fair enough. She sees citizens by wrecking them and throwing them out the window. A clothing store, more like thieves' lair, you ask me. Well, you probably did something to warrant that, but I do agree that that doesn't mean that Chiori should do that. I mean, shatters, blah, 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 I feel it's the truth, this and that. Chiori, her countenance terrifying, she grabs her competitor. The photo with the fight yesterday, okay. It was illegal competitive tactics. And that's not necessarily wrong in terms of Chiori is always bordering the border between legal behavior and not. So yeah, like I said, I take back about maybe she's fought hard for enough success that she can do whatever she wants. It sounds like the answer is not really. At no point, and it's just, I mean, like I said, her behavior is justified based on just what she's been through. But in the end, no matter what you've been through, you can still choose to be better than the people who have hurt you. And I guess in this case, there's finally a consequence to that, to not following that.
Behind the scenes, the true Chiori boutique takes shape. Not a fashion house, but a house of lies. Relying on its close ties to the criminal underworld, the Cisoria brand employs illegal competitive tactics to come out on top, giving hope to the evildoers among us that wrongdoing can still prevail, provided you conceal it under the guise of fashion and beauty.
I don't know what happened, and I don't want to comment on things that I didn't see with my own eyes. Still, that photo shows you to be the clear aggressor.
But Uter harassed Chiori first. He even hired some goons to attack her courier.
Yeah, he was the one who started it, that little...
But it doesn't matter if the tabloids only get
But
the
it can't
picture
be
of
helped
her
now.
doing it.
That's right. The court of public opinion has already made up its mind. Still, I've got to give your rival high marks for effort. They even dug up the fact that my father once served time in the Fortress of Melody.
Yeah, so he probably has to stop supplying
was
to
so
her for
long ago.
safety.
In the world of
Well,
fashion, your
they
past
don't.
is like
People
a
don't
piece of
forget when
clothing
it suits
stained
them.
with mud. Once tainted, it can never be washed clean. They claim that most of your clientele are criminals and that those who buy your clothes are just like you. People who silence all dissent with violence.
The absurdity. I don't even know which part to laugh at the most.
Well, it's no laughing matter. Maybe your clientele are criminals. Maybe they're not. There's even the possibility that they're just people who happen to commit crimes after buying your clothes. But with the way this article combines fact with rumor, trying to determine the truth is practically an exercise of futility. It's not something people are just going to forget about in a day or two, especially when they've found several people to back up their claims.
Venger, are you sure you won't reconsider? If we go through with the show together, we can defeat them fair and square.
If I were younger, I might have said yes.
But there's actually a real physical
no
harm
longer that
that could
brave
be done
young
if he
man with
does
nothing
go
to
through with
lose.
this.
I've got
Which
the
is
family
why
business to consider now.
Probably
I'd be
won't.
perfectly happy to work with you again after this. But my daughter is manning the store during Fashion Week, and I don't want her implicated in all of this. She
Yeah.
doesn't deserve to be swarmed by all that negative publicity.
I understand.
Let me offer you a piece of advice, Chiori. For old time's sake. Let this Fashion Week go. There's always next year. You just need to wait for all of this to blow over.
You're free to wait things out, Venger. I'll make my own choices.
Okay.
Have you ever thought maybe that attitude of
Yes,
yours is
but
what's
you
got
need to
into all
think.
this
I think
trouble?
you need to rethink your
Have
strategy
you ever
of how
thought
you're
maybe
going
this
into this
attitude of
Fashion
mine
Week
is
now.
precisely what paved the way for my success?
I understand that actually.
Then,
You know,
I suppose all there's left to say is best
But-
of luck. As for the models, none of them wanted to be implicated in all of this either.
Understood. Take care.
you still have us to model for you. That was a lot.
What should we do now?
Without the
We're gonna stick
accessories.
with you.
I can no longer use my old designs.
How could they do this? They're making things up. The boutique doesn't have anything to do with violent criminals. Can't people tell this is just a bunch of lies?
Public
Yeah,
opinion
but
has never been about
it's-
what's true and what's not.
People have now been fed the
about
truth
echoing
that
the loudest
aligns
voice in
with
the
what a
room.
lot of them have already believed about Chiori.
I
And
should have
now,
seen it from the
and even though
beginning.
it's not a true
Utah
truth,
knows me too well.
it's the quote-unquote
Everything
truth.
that happened yesterday was just a trap.
Yeah, he knew you were gonna react
Guess
like that
all we can do
probably.
is just head back for now.
Yep. Charlotte, was this your doing? Did you go along with this?
Traveler,
No, it wasn't
come
Steam
on.
Bird who published it. You can help us set the
Charlotte,
record
what are you
straight.
doing here?
Oh, are you here to
Looking
get
for
some
you, of
scoop?
course. Did you see those fashion tabloids this morning?
No.
That sorry excuse for an article?
Oh yeah, we did just read it.
I'm on blood oil.
You too, huh? Whoever wrote that
Apparently
article
everybody's
no
read it,
Steam
so.
Bird would never print something so defamatory.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, not all papers in Fontaine share our same sense of journalistic integrity. Miss
Well,
Chiori
you can
doesn't
help us
deserve to
fix
suffer all
this,
this
Charlotte.
baseless slander.
You have a lot of power
I
over
was
the
just
media.
about to find some people to interview so that I can write an article to refute all those claims. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's people who misrepresent and distort the facts.
Same here. We are alike of this mind here.
People back on our side.
It's my pleasure. I've met Miss Chiori several times. I know she's not the kind of person that article makes her out to be. She was the one who made that
and
hat
even
in time
though-
for my camera.
Oh
Miss
yeah,
Chiori
that's
Barrington.
right.
Speaking of Miss Chiori, do you know where she went? Alof told me you were all together.
You literally just missed her. She was literally right here.
Just here.
Maybe she's
she went
avoiding
over there?
Charlotte right now too.
Let's go check.
She's not in the mood to talk to the media, I would assume. I mean, even though parts of... I mean, that's the whole thing about...
I think Chiori Boutique is done for.
Until you forgot that this even happened next year, I'm sure.
Engaging with criminals behind their customers' backs.
Oh, I'm sure these two are
They
gossiping
kept
too.
up a solid front,
Yep.
though. I've even bought from them before.
Really? How was it?
It was probably
Mother
fine.
was plenty fierce, that's for sure. Makes sense if she regularly deals with criminals, I guess. I've got the chills just thinking about it.
I mean, the problem with these kinds of, tabloids is they mix in pieces of the truth along with lies, and therefore it's hard to refute because it's partially true. But, I mean, none of these people have probably heard Chiori's side of the story, which is, I mean, sure, not all of us would probably choose violence to answer these problems, but you're missing her half of the story, which is a lot of the times she's just, had to really fight hard to actually be able to make a name for herself and basically earn the right to be able to get her way. It kind of seems like, there's been a lot of factors against her, and if she didn't essentially go to certain lengths to stand up for herself, she never would have had a chance of being successful, and that is not necessarily a fair thing. That she has to go to these lengths to be able to prove herself. It looks really bad, and not everybody would. Sorry. Certain. My speaker heard me talk and was trying to. I noticed too late that she was trying to answer
Who knew the
me,
people would adore me so much?
SIRI, right? But yeah, just this has just been her way of dealing with the disadvantages she's had, and being able to stand on her own 2 feet and climb her way up on her own. That is something to be admired. I don't think that beating people up is the answer. But, I mean, understandably so, she might have, that's what she had to do. Of course, they're gonna twist it around. And that's why we need to, change this.
Oh no,
Because
we've lost her.
Because it's not the full truth what these tabloids are spreading. I mean, it's never anything a tabloid is saying. You should, think twice before you go along with it. Maybe read a credible publication on the same subject before you go along with what it says.
Easy to use that to mislead people who don't know anything else about her.
I know, that's exactly what has been done. Paimon, that's the entire problem. Oh my gosh, Chiori, you can't do that. That's the whole reason why this started.
That would only make the situation worse for her. I'm sure Miss Chiori knows that too.
Maybe she's just gone back to her boutique then.
You've got a point. Let's just return to the boutique and see if she's there then.
I sure hope she didn't go back to beat up this guy. I mean, that's a lesson to really be learned too, is...
Who's this?
Oh, you're the one who got the wedding dress at the beginning.
Oh, you were the one who came to collect the wedding dress yesterday, right? Wait, please don't say you're returning that dress too.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm just here to thank her. In fact, if there's anything I can do to help her out, I'd be more than willing.
That's
So
awesome.
you've come across that article as well.
Sure, everybody's
you
come across that
probably
article.
Don't know this, but after I got engaged, I didn't think I'd be able to wear a Chiori dress on my wedding day.
Why?
My fiancé owns a small business. It doesn't bring in a lot of mora, but we get by. After he proposed, he took me to Chiori boutique, and we put down a custom order for a dress. He probably noticed how often I talked about Miss Chiori's clothes and how pretty they were. Being able to wear one of her dresses to my wedding has always been my dream.
And then
Oh, that's amazing.
And then something happened to the business, and we ran into major Mora problems. We were able to scrounge up enough to pay off our debts, but it left us without the funds to pay for the dress.
But didn't Chiori say she was able to make the dress from what was left of the original deposit?
Yes. When I came to cancel the order, she asked if something happened, and I told her everything. She heard me out, and then told me not to worry. She assured me that the deposit I paid would be enough for the dress, and that she'd be able to finish making it in time as well. She promised that I'd be able
Probably
to
envision
wear
how
a
beautiful you
Chiori
would look
dress
wearing
on my
it on
wedding
your wedding
day.
day.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? I've always known Miss Chiori to be a woman of her word.
It is good. It's just, after I went home yesterday, I couldn't help but take out the dress and try it on. My fiancé happened to walk into the room, and when he saw me, he froze on the spot.
No, you're supposed to save that for the wedding day.
He's not supposed to see it until the wedding day.
Yeah.
Well, see, that wasn't actually the issue. He's seen a
Oh.
lot of wedding dresses in his time doing business. So as soon as he saw it, he knew for sure that it must have cost far more than what we paid.
Huh? So wait, that means...
Yeah. Miss Chiori covered all the costs and held nothing back. The fabric, accessories, beading, construction. It was all of the highest quality.
Because her customers
Miss
deserve
Letitia,
nothing less.
I'd really like to use your story for a piece I'm writing about the boutique. Would you mind
Yes,
going on the record?
this is perfect. Set the record straight about the
Well,
type of person
If it
Chiori
would
is.
help Miss Chiori out, I wouldn't mind at all.
I think
it'd
it
go a
would
long
actually
way.
help a lot.
Your real experience is more powerful than all those lies combined.
Yeah.
Hey, Olaf! Has Chiori come back here since we left?
Please say yes.
I thought you were all together.
No.
Well, we were. If she didn't come back here, then do you know of any other places she could have gone?
Oh!
Besides
I remember
going
now.
to
There's
beat up
this
this
one
guy.
place by the sea. Miss Chiori would always go there whenever she was upset.
Okay,
In
that
that case,
sounds
why don't we
much
split
more
up?
reasonable.
I'll continue interviewing Miss Letitia, and you two can go look for Miss Chiori.
All right, sounds good. Let's go.
I mean, like we saw in Chiori's character teaser, definitely, you know, she's like the queen of her boutique, and you listen to what she says. But if you are somebody who she deems to be deserving, then you will be met with that mercy and kindness too. And I think for someone like Chiori, she can probably already, you know, envision what this dress would look like on Letitia. And in terms of her wanting to create the most pure form of her art, you know, what she really believes it should look like from her heart, then yeah, I don't think she would want to miss the opportunity to finish the dress the way that she envisioned it, even if that means eating the costs herself, because that's the type of art that she wants to be able to do. I mean, that's the sort of struggle she has with, you know, trying to run a business and also having to please all these people. In the end, though, she wants to be able to just create freely and, you know, let those designs flow through and not be confined by all of these different restrictions and conventions. And so that's why I don't think she wanted to pass up the opportunity to actually help Letitia out.
So, in your opinion, what is Miss Chiori like as a person?
Let's see. Well, she's certainly not afraid to say what she means, but she always looks out for her customers however she can.
Yeah, that's right. That's the Chiori we all know and love.
Miss Chiori isn't the sort to just give up. She probably just needs a place where she can think in peace.
Yeah, I agree. We are going quite far away, it seems. Ah, beetle. I need these. I don't know for who. I just feel like I should get them. Because they are so rare. If I don't get them now, then what happens if I need them for a character later? That would be pretty bad. Okay. Well, this is a lovely spot here. Let's see.
There you are, Chiori!
How did you know where I... Aloft told you, didn't she?
Yeah,
She
pretty much.
did. We were just looking for you at the shop and Letitia was there. She wanted to thank you for the dress. So, you see? You don't have to be sad. We'll figure out how to get through this together.
I'm not upset. I just wanted to get some fresh air. Want to sit here with me? The view's quite stunning.
I would love to. It's pretty high up. There doesn't look there's a lot of space. Well, I mean...
Don't worry. I'll catch you if you fall.
Alright, I'll
Alright, don't mind if we do.
take your word for it. We have a wind glider, so... Oh, this is lovely.
Well, how does it feel?
This place is pretty great.
Right? It's quiet and open, and far from the relentless critique from fashion commentators and the media. It's just you and the beautiful scenery.
Yeah, it's important to take yourself out of that kind of stressful environment every once in a while.
Yeah, just
I
recentering
didn't grow
yourself.
up in a very strict family. My parents would joke that I grew up to be so assertive because they spoiled me as a child. I would get together with the other children to climb trees and explore caves. One time, I even climbed over the walls of the Kamisato estate. One of the servants had to physically remove me.
Whoa, Paimon would have never imagined that.
But even as rambunctious as I was, when it came to needlework, I was as quiet and focused as could be. It was as if I discovered a whole new world within those vibrant, dazzling fabrics. You know the feeling?
Sorta.
The feeling
My
of
parents
finding
noticed,
your art medium
and
to
they
express
sent me to
yourself.
study under a famous Inazuman tailor. It wasn't long before I had driven away pretty much every master tailor on the archipelago. You could say I really tried their patience.
Yeah, she doesn't
You
follow
were
any
that
of their rules.
misbehaved?
I wasn't misbehaved, exactly. I just often had strange ideas when it came to fashion. Ones that weren't in line with traditional ways of doing things. On top of that, I hated the idea of groveling and making outfits for every arrogant big shot expecting me to be at their beck and call. Anyway, a few incidents later, I soon found myself without a master. Worse, not one shop was willing to hire me. Not even to do grunt work.
No wonder you left Inazuma.
I was angry and frustrated. So, before I left, I swore to all those masters that my brand would one day become renowned all over Teyvat.
Well, that's a great
That's awesome.
dream to strive towards.
After
Yeah.
that, I came all the way to the court of Fontaine, a city often referred to as the capital of arts and fashion. I had a lot of fun starting out. Sure, I was living in a small cramped room, but I was finally free to make whatever I wanted. I had a far more naive view of fashion back then. As long as something was pretty, it would become popular, right? A simple concept, surely. Of course, as I spent more and more time in the industry, I learned nothing was ever that simple. Least of all, fashion.
Yeah, life is not simple, and any sort of industry with lots and lots of layers cannot be simple either. I know someone who absolutely adored your designs and dreamed of wearing one at her wedding.
Oh, you mean Letitia? Yeah, she did mention that dream. I'll be honest with you. That's the first time I ever heard something like that from one of my customers. Who would have thought? Even as I continue to pursue my dream, my work has also become someone else's. Alright, that's enough sightseeing for one day. Time to come up with a way out of this mess.
That's right. Do we got a plan?
Game face back.
Sounds like we have a
It
plan.
was never gone to begin with. I did say I wasn't
Yeah,
upset,
she
didn't
just
I?
needed some space.
Paimon thinks we should
And I
look
think
for
we got it.
evidence that Uter wrote that article, and that he hired those treasure hoarders to
Yes,
attack
and we need
Chiori.
evidence. not just yelling at him and beating him up until he relents. Because that clearly did not work.
Once we're done.
I don't like duking it out in the press. But if Charlotte's thrown her hat in the ring, I won't stop her either. I know where Uter's clothing factory is located. It might be a good place to start looking for some evidence.
Yes, real evidence. Not just gossip. I heard this, I heard that. We're gonna go get some real evidence.
Huh? When did this become an either-or situation? Find incriminating evidence or participate in Fashion Week. I'm doing both.
If anything, I'm sure this whole ordeal has given her lots and lots of new ideas for fashion.
Well, it's true that I
her
haven't
clothing.
quite figured out what to do about that, but to tell you the truth, even here in Fontaine, every time I see the sea, I can't help but remember Inazuma and the vow I made in front of those masters. Thinking about all that, I just
I mean, that's the connection
can't
between
bear to
Inazuma
take
and
even one
Fontaine,
step
right?
back.
Is the water.
The sea.
The sea.
What did you just say, Chiori?
The sea. Seashells, coral.
New ideas!
I've got it.
She has found her inspiration.
What?
Come, let's take a dip, shall we?
Yay! Oh my gosh, it'd be so cool if the water was right underneath this cliff and we could just jump straight in. But I don't think that's the case. Yeah, there's land beneath us. Otherwise that'd be a really cool poetic scene to just leap into the water right there. Dive into the sea. Thankfully, anybody with a vision can do that here.
Chiori, why did you just jump into the sea all of a sudden?
Okay, technically that's what we did.
What do you think is the most beautiful thing in the sea?
Oh, there's so much.
A Lumitwell? Or a
All the life, all the things coming together.
too. Ah, Paimon gets it now. You want to use things like that as the accessories for your designs.
Lovely
Well, now that you
Lumitwell.
hit the nail on the head, help me grab some, would you?
Ravishing maritime flower. Okay, we need to get Crabbo. Beauteous barrel conch.
These should be enough, right?
We can't talk underwater,
prettiest ones in
Paimon.
this area.
I think I've said that multiple times
Chiori
now.
believes you?
We can't talk underwater.
Everything looks great. I've also collected a pretty big batch, so we should have enough.
Great! So are we gonna head back now and make some new designs?
Yes, but don't forget, we've got more than just the designs to worry about when we get back.
Just like all the investigating we gotta do, too.
Okay, we've got the materials for the accessories. Next, we'll need to use what we have on hand to create some new outfits.
You mean we have to start from scratch? Will there be enough time?
If we get to work now,
I
maybe.
should be able to make it, if I skip out on sleep.
Oh no, skipping out on sleep is not the answer. Wait, how come this conversation is giving Paimon major deja vu?
Sounds pretty similar to the one we've had with Ganyu before. I guess going after what you want means making certain sacrifices.
Well, anyway, sleep is important. You're not gonna convince Paimon otherwise.
Well, I can't
Well,
argue with you
this is
there.
what happens if
One
you...
thing's for sure,
We're
though.
not even procrastinating in this situation, but this is also what happens if you procrastinate.
All this grit and determination. It reminds me of the first fashion week I ever participated in.
What else can we help with?
Let me see. I suppose all there's left to do is tear up all the outfits currently on display.
You got
What?
it. Wait, what did you just say?
You heard
Well,
me.
I'm sure there's
Tear
some
them all
meaning
up.
to this.
When I went to that first
Well, she needs the
fashion
fabric, that's what it is.
I had no savings to speak of. Just a few dozen yards of fabric and a dream. I had to make something work, so I tore up all the clothes that I brought with me from Inazuma, and I used the scraps to make my entries for the show. I used the larger pieces for the base fabric, and the smaller pieces for accessories. If it worked back then, why not now? We can also repurpose some of the ready-to-use accessories in the shop as well.
But you worked so hard on all these outfits.
I know. That's why I refuse to let it all go to waste. I'm not going to let them win, even if it takes everything I've ever made and more.
That's right. Don't let them bully you.
Okay, then.
But also, we gotta fight them back the right way.
No need
It's
to be
just like
nervous.
you said.
I
We
won't
need
hold
to
it
win
against you.
fair and square.
Of course.
If they
If
stoop
anyone dared
low,
to tear up one of my dresses in
we
front of
stay
me on a
high.
normal day, I'd probably toss them into the sewer.
well,
Just this once.
we literally get to pull out
I
ether
think
just to
I'm
do
the
this.
exception. Go ahead and tear them up. Think of it as a good way to vent your emotions.
Oh my gosh. If you weren't ordering me to do it, I don't think I could bear. I couldn't. No yawning ether. I couldn't bear to do that. Her clothes are beautiful. Oh my gosh, they have health bars and everything. Oh, but look, they're perfectly. They dropped down to perfect fabric. Okay, never mind. This is working out great. See, perfectly bundled fabric. Oh, okay. Because this is a video game, this is satisfying. This would be incredibly unsatisfying if this was in real life. But, I mean, if Chiori was asking me to do it for the sake of her, you know,
Good job. That should
her
do
designs, we'd do it.
Chiori,
We've seen
are
that
you
determination in her
alright?
eyes.
Sorry for taking so long. I got caught up and... Whoa. What happened to your shop?
Don't worry,
did
there's a
this?
reason for everything.
Monsters. Slandering you in the papers wasn't enough for them, was it? They even sent people to wreck your shop. Give me their
Well-
names. Since they're all too eager to tear up other people's clothes, I think it's about time the Spina di Rosula return the favor.
Paimon, stay quiet.
Maybe you should calm down a bit first, cause you see,
Don't pitch it like that. Pitch the reason first before you pitch the "it was me."
Huh?
Ugh, what is this? A soap opera? I was the
Yeah.
one who asked the traveler to tear up the outfits.
What is this? A soap
Fabric
opera?
and accessories we can get.
Is the current mood right now.
So that's what happened. I guess I got a bit ahead of myself just now. Back to what you were doing, everyone. You can all just
Although
pretend
it
like
was an
I didn't say
understandable
anything.
sentiment. I was
Yeah,
pretty
sure
upset
is
with
scary when she's
Chiori's
angry.
clothes too.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a false accusation. No one's gonna orchestrate some conspiracy to take down one of my friends and get away with it.
That's right.
Chiori are really close.
Of course.
Sounds like Chiori has
Everyone
lots of
knows that
close
Chiori
friends.
makes
And
the most gorgeous
probably gonna
outfits
help
in
her out
town.
in a pinch right
All
now.
of the Spina di Rosula's formal wear is custom tailored here.
Now, if only you'd give me the contract for your uniforms as well.
As if you'd enjoy designing something as boring and formulaic as a uniform. That's why I didn't ask you in the first place, silly. Plus, with how much your intel has helped us out in the past, to the Spina, you're more of an intelligence agency than a fashion boutique.
If I had it my way, it would be the other way around.
Anyway,
Yeah,
we both
and that
know
was
why I'm here.
that
Tell
part
me,
of her
how
fashion
can Spina be
boutique
of
being
service to you?
intelligence agencies
If it's not too
probably
much
did not
trouble,
help with
Can I
the
borrow some
rumors
skilled
going around
hands
right
to help
now.
with some simple sewing work? I'll need all the help I can get if I'm going to finish these outfits over the next few days.
Oh, no problem. I've got a few of those guys all ready to go. I just knew you wouldn't be intimidated into withdrawing from this year's show. When are you going to get started? I can help with sewing too.
Actually, there's something else I'd like to ask of you.
Ask away. I'm all ears.
Oh, and Traveler and Paimon, could you help me pass word to Linny and Lynette? I'll need their help as well.
Winnie and Lynette. Everybody that is already walking advertisements for Chiori's clothes are gonna come back to help her, and
I'm done with
with
my
her clothes
interview.
now too.
Has Miss Chiori made it back yet? Oh! What happened to the boutique?
Honestly, that would be my reaction too.
Names. I'll make sure every last one lands a full feature on the front page of the Steambird tomorrow.
Honestly,
Not
mood.
this again.
What should we do about these clothes everywhere? Need any help?
Sort them by the type of fabric first, and then by color. Oh, and don't forget to remove any
I
accessories.
mean, they're
that
already
you
actually
don't
wrapped up quite nicely. We did a
sounds
good
pretty
job destroying them, didn't we?
I'll help too.
Yay! That's right. Everybody's gonna get together to help out this fashion week. Linny! Lynette! I wonder if Chiori helps them make the magic pockets too. I mean, if anybody can work magic with the fabric, it would be Chiori. How do the magic pockets work? Do they actually hold, like, is it actual magic, or is there some sort of property of the material that lets it carry more than it appears to? Because that's not, otherwise that's just not how it works. But this world has magic, so it wouldn't be that unheard of for there to be magic involved. Like, not the Linny and Lynette tricks magic, but like, you know, actual magic.
A
Hello!
moment later and you'd have missed us.
We read the article in the papers. We were just about to go find Miss Chiori.
Which is great, because
She helped
that's where
design
we're
a
going to
number of
ask you
our
to go.
costumes in the past and even sponsored one of our performances. The time has come, it seems, for us to return the favor.
Oh, perfect. She was the one who sent us.
Yeah.
In
Sounds
that
like we are
case,
right
I
in the
assume
same
that there's
page.
something we can do to help. Just say the word and we'll take care of it.
Okay, so it's like this.
We have a plan. We have a
Is that
great
all we
plan
need
in
to do?
action.
Should be a piece of cake for the two of us.
Paimon's glad to hear it. Well then, guess it's about time we go and find some evidence for all the bad stuff Utera's been doing, right? Chiori
Yeah,
said
that's
we
right.
shouldn't disturb her over the next couple of days. We can check in with her again once she's done with all the new designs.
But the show's in another 2 days, isn't it? Will she be able to make the deadline?
We are cutting it
She
quite
wants to
close,
first
aren't
beat
we?
Utera fair and square at the show, and then defeat him in the court of public opinion.
That's the way it really should be. I know it doesn't work that
two-pronged
way
approach?
very easily most of the time.
Courtesy first,
But
confrontation
this is
second.
how we're going to show that Chiori truly is the best.
Something like that.
Understood. Then we'll have faith in her decision. We'll go make some preparations. See you at the venue in 2 days.
Bye, Linny.
All right,
Bye,
we're
Lynette.
counting on you.
We'll see you later.
Okay, then let's also do as Chiori said and meet up with her at Utera's factory in 2 days. We'll
I mean,
gather
we
the
could just go get
evidence
the
then.
evidence for her and then let her
I
work
sure
on
hope
stuff.
she won't have a hard time making all those new outfits for the show.
Stained spots. We're gonna unstain those spots. The woven and the cut. Wait until 2 days later. 2 days of Chiori's best work. Oh, but this is gonna be good because, you know, there's a part of the problem is that, you know, the bad guys have been able to take advantage of all these little things that Chiori has done, and other people not knowing any better. So, if we are able to win fair and square, that will show that Chiori truly is the best of them all. 2 days? Go to Utera's clothing factory. Oh, it's underground. Oh, looks like she's already here.
Oh, you're here.
We're here.
How are the new outfits coming along? You look kinda tired.
She said she wasn't gonna sleep.
Just a few steps left now. I've handed the rest over to Alof. We should be able to make tonight's show.
Wow, that's cutting it real close. Are you sure she'll be okay without you?
Don't
Like I said,
worry.
we can
I have
handle
no
this
intention of
without
getting
you
back
if you're.
either front.
There's too many things for you to
With the
do all at
fashion show
once.
scheduled
but-
for tonight, Uther has closed his factory. This is our only chance to secure any incriminating evidence.
Okay.
Okay, Paimon totally gets that this is all his fault and he totally deserves it, but wouldn't we technically be trespassing on his property if we just barge in like this?
Yeah, and
factory is
fueling the
usually open to
rumors.
It may not be open for business right now, but that doesn't mean visitors can't stop by for a tour. We're just
Okay.
curious customers after all, aren't we?
Sure.
When you put
We
it
would.
that way.
I mean, as always with Chiori,
Anyway,
pushing the
Winter's
rules a
factory is
little
right over
bit.
there.
You know what? At
Let's
this
hurry up and get
point,
moving.
this is one of the
Why would he
less
open a factory over there?
invasive sort of
We have
things
different
she's
marketing
done
strategies.
to get her
While
way.
I
So
specialize in high-end
I would take
custom
that as a win.
garments. He prefers low prices and large sales volumes. I don't know. Maybe the rent here is cheap.
All right. Ooh, it's really creepy.
Maybe he's
I
the
would
one
never
dealing
choose
with
to buy
true
anything
criminal
from a place like
operations.
You
I
make a good
mean,
point.
there's lots of good people down
Let's all
here
be on our
in
guard.
Fleuve Sandra, but you know, they're making this seem very suspicious for a reason. I am sure. All right. Terrace Clothing Factory. All right, here we go. Here we go, everyone. What shall we find? I get to play as Chiori! And Tamato. Hello. It looks just like her, doesn't it? So cute. Her first ever model, and her model that will always be sticking around with her. I love that she has 2 swords. She uses like twin blades. I mean, there are a couple other characters that do that too, but it's just so cool.
We're in. There really is nobody here.
Unless it's an ambush. I hope that's not the case.
Welcome, dear visitors.
Oh, Paimon,
This thing
you're
has a
not
screen
there.
display for an eye and everything.
A mechanical guide. They usually use a recorded tape to give you a tour of the factory.
Please.
Okay,
follow
let's
me,
tour the
dear
factory
guests.
then. Why are no other businesses using this? This doesn't seem like it's that illegal, using robot tour guides.
First stop on our tour is a look at the gradual evolution of our clothing brand.
Okay, so this is a lot of real estate. Maybe that's why he needed to buy it cheap down here.
After that, we welcome you to peruse our most popular styles.
Huh. Lothair seems to be doing pretty well for himself, doesn't he? Why would he feel the need to bother you when he could just focus on improving his own brand?
Because he needs to
This
steal.
is the studio where our designs are made. Please.
He's
take a
stealing
look
other
around at
people's
your
designs.
leisure.
Yep, this seems like Lothair's workspace.
Wow, and his personal office? Marketing expenses, 100,000 more. Employment expenses, 200,000 more. Material expenses. Okay, a lot of more. Some examples of Utaire's old designs. There's nothing strange about them. Well, that's a relief. But the courier shall arrive at the city in the morning via...
These are the
Ooh,
fitting
evidence!
rooms. Please use them at your leisure.
Huh?
But not
There
much more
seems
evidence
to
than
be
we
something
already...
in this fitting room.
What? This seems like one of Linny's magic boxes. Now, I know Linny wouldn't do this, but if this guy is trying to hurt Chiori, he very well could have stolen one of Linny's magic boxes. I feel like...
Why did the door just close?
Hold on tight, Paimon.
Why?
Ah! Are we going up or going down? I can't tell. Is this part of the tour? Was this part of the tour? Where was the tour supposed to go after this?
It seems to have stopped.
That's a very violent and unsteady elevator.
Where did this thing take us?
It seems like
This is like a
we're someplace deep
scary
inside the factory.
Disneyland. Like Pirates of the Caribbean. Or is that the first one that comes to mind? I don't know. I know you go on it and then you drop down. Really, you're just going past the restaurant. You see like people chilling, and then suddenly you just drop down this big wave thing. So that's kind of what that was like. And she can go swimming in her nice clothes, and they don't even get wrecked at all.
Look out, there are guards here!
I see it. You know what my problem here is? Is you can get 2 Tamato if you put some geo-constructs out, which means if I, got an Albedo or some other character who actually had geo-constructs, that might have helped me out a bit here. Can't take advantage of that up now, can I? This is a special story team. goes well together, let's just say. But nevertheless, Chiori is just that amazing. Her sword is all glowy. Okay, conveyor belt. So we probably want to avoid that. Oh, unless we just go up here. I don't know. That seems like a good solution, right? This looks like a shady criminal factory. If I had to say so for myself.
This place is filthy. Are the clothes from Uter's shop seriously made here?
It's almost like he was describing himself in those tabloids.
Look over there.
Ooh, that water looks super nasty.
So polluted.
Oh, Paimon can smell the stench from all the way over here.
And I was the one using unsafe materials, Uter?
So he was actually the one who opened an underground factory.
That's right. He's basically describing himself in those
Weird
tabloids.
to the touch. He's been using all manner of tricks here in a bid to cut costs.
Should the clothes made here even be worn?
Never mind issues with shrinking and fading. These materials can give you skin problems if you wear them too often.
That's
gosh.
terrifying. Let's take some photos right away as evidence.
Well, I'm sure the tabloids will love this one.
Deny anything in court. All right, let's keep going.
That's right. We're gonna take him to court for this, right? Chiori's elementals. Oh my gosh, you want me to actually use this? I don't have Kuching. I don't have Alhaitham. I don't know how to use this. Okay. Let's do it. But they have to give us a tutorial in case we couldn't figure out how to get from here with Chiori's skill. Whoops. Oh, that's right. That's right. She auto switches. I was like, why is Farina here? And it's like, no, she auto switches. Oh, you want me to make the jump again? Oh, yeah, I can't. I literally can't. Okay. Just in case we couldn't figure out how to jump that gap ourselves. Okay.
This place seems like some kind of warehouse. Ugh, and it stinks too. Huh? What's going on? Our way in's been blocked.
It's a trap, just like I said. He might even be down here.
You did say he knew you really well, didn't you?
And yet, he still gave us all this evidence to take pictures of.
We used to be partners.
Interesting, okay.
Now you're telling us you used to work together?
When I first came to Fontaine, we were both fledgling designers who longed to gain a foothold in the world of fashion. We shared the same goal, so we decided to work together.
It's kind of like Linny's story quest too. Where, you know, there's the two magicians, including one of the ones that Linny and Lynette studied under. You know, one of them was like, you know, the magic should be to make people happy, and that's basically like art, right? And the other guy's like, no, magic should be used to deceive people and make tons of money and profit and blah blah blah. And I kind of get the impression we're gonna get the same thing here with Chiori and Uter. Just, you know, Chiori wants to design beautiful things and express herself through her art, and probably Uter's just in it to make a ton of money, as we can see from these business operations here.
In the beginning, we both wanted to make clothes that would stand out from the crowd and shatter tradition. The kind of clothes that would turn heads and leave people in awe. But with every criticism we received, and every sponsor that rejected us, Uter's confidence disappeared little by little. Finally, right before Fashion Week, he came to the conclusion that we wouldn't be able to make the designs we always dreamed of, and we parted ways. For my part, I gambled it all and devoted everything I had to that 1 week. I came out the other side with something that really made me proud. I was nervous to present it, of
and
course.
that's good for you, because you never lost your determination and heart.
In the end, well,
you received the acclaim of all Fontaine while Uter gave up on his dream and turned to making this sketchy stuff.
I don't know the exact details of what happened after that. All I know is, after I opened Chiori Boutique, he's harassed me every year since.
He's just jealous of what you've accomplished. A guy like
Yeah,
that
exactly.
doesn't deserve your sympathy.
Well,
I mean,
let's
you weren't
focus
afraid
on
to
getting
beat
out
him
of
up
here
after
first.
all.
Missing the show is as good as letting him win.
Which is why I'm a little concerned that, you know, you came down here yourself, because I'm sure we could have dealt with this, but I think she knows that she feels that she had to be here. Sorry, is there a pattern here? This one has fabrics.
Oh, that doesn't seem to have done anything. Maybe... that didn't do anything either.
Is there a combination? Oh my gosh, what, oh, okay. This doesn't look good. Everything's red now. This looks like a self-destruct kind of thing.
Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Well, if it's all just bots, then I think we'll be fine.
Take flight. Delicate as silk.
Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Well, your security systems are not working very well if it took you this long to start. If we literally had to push an actual button for the intruders to get expelled.
Look over there. Seems like there's a way out. Maybe we can use these mechanisms to get higher.
Something tells me that was not the way we're supposed to go.
Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
I mean, he probably is just jealous that you became successful and he didn't, but also just probably in disbelief that, you know, he didn't believe and then you believed, and now he just has to watch you get all this success because you believed and he didn't. And, well, I'm sure there's more to it than that as well, but, you know, he's probably taking it out on you because he regrets not making better choices earlier on, and he saw.
Why does it feel like the movement patterns of those mechs have changed?
Oh, you want me to jump over this? Okay.
Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure.
What does shutdown procedure mean? Oh, okay. Where are we headed?
Warning. Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure.
Okay. Okay, I don't want to switch characters. I don't want to be down here either. I'm sorry, Chiori. We're gonna be stuck there. No, this low water is so gross. Okay. Wait, I'm gonna go up there. Okay. Can we get back up there? With what? How do we get here? Am I losing health from this? I think I might be losing health from this. This is not good. Okay, activate the wind glider. Can I just make it? I can! Look, not villagers. Precious chests! Oh, should we just swim in this water? Okay, well, I'm sure it'll be fun. We have magic after all. Whee! Here we go! Where in Fleuve Cendre is there all this water down? I mean, maybe the Court of Fontaine is on top of a lot of groundwater. Or is this a sewer system? Yeah, it looked a lot cleaner there, but now this just looks like a sewer system.
We're finally out of that stinky place. Let's take this
And we
evidence
probably
again.
smell, so we should probably clean up. And we're gonna be captured red-handed by the bad guys in here, I'm sure.
Finally, the entrance. At last.
Oh, those chambers
knew
couldn't
it.
hold you, I see.
What a surprise.
What are you wasting your time doing up here? You should be at Fashion Week. Alright, now we gotta hear our antagonist monologue for a good like 5 minutes.
I have any intention of letting it get past these walls.
I don't think you know who you're messing with if you think these 4 Garda mechs are gonna do
guards?
anything.
Really? Ever thought about using these funds for a legitimate purpose?
Oh, but this is a legitimate purpose.
What? Destroying Chiori Boutique? Or continuing to make your rotten rags?
Proving that
Yeah.
fashion is merely a laughable farce. A carnival of ignorance.
You know what your problem is, Uter? You've become so obsessed with the concept of fashion itself that you let it paralyze you. Stop trying to cater to it. Focus on your own work, and you get to decide what fashion means.
Spare me the
Yes.
lecture, why don't you? Sooner or later, you'll cater to all the voices too, you know. After all, what is fashion but another form of public opinion?
Fashion is about aspiring towards a certain ideal. But it's up to you to decide what it is. My brand caters to no one but myself and my vision. That's my ideal, and it's not going to change.
That's right.
Well, once the people witness their former darling's spectacular fall, they'll understand how laughable that ideal truly is.
That's what you've been trying to prove all this time? Your jaded understanding of the industry is the reason you've had it out for my brand for so long? You weren't like this before, Uter. What happened to the man who wanted to make something that would bring the entire world to its knees?
He realized long ago how utterly naive and ridiculous that dream was.
You gave up on your
Talking
dream,
to the person
but that
who
wasn't
literally
enough,
made
was
that
it?
dream come true.
You had to find a way to prove to yourself
It's
that it
real.
could never have been possible at all. You think you understand, but you're just a bitter man who let his regrets dictate his choices. You regret giving up on your dream. So you stopped at nothing to prove to yourself that it wasn't the wrong choice. This whole thing, Uter. It's pathetic.
I know.
Pathetic.
How
Why
sad
don't
this
you
guy
take
has
a
made
look
his
in the
life
mirror?
out to be.
You're a fool daydreaming about taking all of Tibet by
Right,
storm.
right. Blah, blah,
Well,
blah.
good luck doing that when even Fontaine doesn't have a place for you anymore.
You're right. Maybe all those who pursue their dreams are fools. But more pitiful still are cowards who are too afraid to even attempt what the fool is brave enough to try.
You...
Oh my gosh, he's got a gun? Okay, that's not good. We should probably... Okay. It was all blah, 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 blah talking this whole time until he literally pulled out a pistol. That's not... Every one of these story quests, you have to have your antagonist go through their villain monologue. But, you know, the real thing that shines from this is, of course, Chiori being able to articulate her vision and her passion and her goals and dreams and desires. With that being said, though, now we literally have a gun pointed at our heads, and we probably... This is literally me falling asleep until I was just jolted awake from the fact that he's pulled out a gun. Yeah, Chiori, you should go. Probably change into other clothes, or a different version of these clothes. And we've got this here. We can deal with this guy. Whether he changes his mind or not, I think that there's a lesson to be learned here. And it's up to him whether he wants to learn it, and it's up to everybody else who's reading tabloid news whether they want to learn it too.
Yeah, just leave this guy to us.
No, you go instead.
Oh, Chiori. No, the whole point of this is we're finally giving you a chance to be the one to take the high road. You know, just let this guy go. Do his small little tricks because you have a higher purpose than this right now.
But he has a gun.
And he has a gun, that too.
Just go to the venue and tell everyone to proceed with the plan. I'll deal with him. Some lessons are best
Chiori.
in person.
I don't think that worked out very well for us last time. And it's going to be fine if you don't. I don't agree with this here. I think you should go and we should deal with these guys. Because, you know, the Traveler is already known for fighting and taking down people that later have proven to be bad guys, right? That's not really going to change our reputation as much. But you have a chance to actually change yours. Just a little bit. And not necessarily in a way that changes who you are as a person or changes how you represent yourself, but changing how people understand you. And I think you should go to, if it was me, you know, I would push her to go to the Fashion Week because, like I said, she has a higher purpose than these little petty squabbles down here now. But sure, you fight this guy, and I'm sure you're gonna come back, and there's gonna be some understanding met, whether you know you just agree to disagree or you get him to your side or whatever. But okay.
Catch up with us soon.
Just remember, he has a gun.
I've held back all this time because of our past partnership, Uter.
Oh, she's drawn her sword now.
But all that changed after our tour of your factory.
Still trying to talk tough, I see.
No matter what.
Oh my gosh, just let this guy go for now. We have more important things to do right now.
A guy like you doesn't deserve my sympathy.
That's right. So we should just leave now.
Allow me to show you the true meaning of the Chiori brand.
The Cisoria brand represents more than a person or a trademark. It's a way of life.
Whoa. Okay, we get to see all her cool clothes now. This is the part I'm excited for.
Fashion Week, please feast your eyes on the extravaganza that Chiori Boutique has prepared for you today.
Brilliant. You see how she was scared like a little cat? Well, she is a little cat.
And most importantly,
an enduring, never say die spirit. That's the true meaning of the Chiori brand. And now, let's welcome the thundering seamstress, Miss Chiori herself.
Did Chiori not...
Lights, camera, over here, please.
Let the show begin.
the world
Wow.
has changed. Fashion along with it. But Chiori
You're so
will remain
pretty.
the same. No challenge is too great. Chioria caters to no one. Not even the times. Rather, Chioria will always lead the fashion of our time. Finally, let's not forget. Only those who do not give up on their dreams are worthy of this brand.
That's right.
Well then, I suppose all that's left to say is Happy
Her
Fashion
outfits
Week,
are so
fellow
beautiful.
dreamers.
After the fashion show, everyone returns to Chiori Boutique. Okay, how did we get from that underground factory to up? Oh, look, she's on the roof.
A little more to the left.
Okay, how did we get from that underground factory all the way up to the fashion week going on at the top there? I'm a little lost on that aspect of the story. But yeah, this is like giving me La La Land vibes, and I loved that movie so much. And that sort of, message. Never give up on your dreams and your desires. If you truly believe, you'll find a way to make it come true. And that's exactly what Chiori has done. Albeit with, her own types of methods, but... oh, this is amazing.
Like this?
Oh, whoops.
Perfect.
Oh,
Lending like a cat.
Great! Miss Chiori, can I take a picture?
A new sign? Awesome.
I didn't know you'd make a brand new signboard.
Look at all the friends we've gathered
I
here
made it
today.
before Fashion Week. I figured it'd be best to put it up after the success of the show.
Well, how can you become renowned through all of Teyvat without a fancy signboard of your own? The Spina's way ahead of you in that regard.
Now that you mention it, perhaps our magic troupe could use one of those.
Yeah.
Our signatures are the Grinmalkin cat and the Bogglecat box. Oh, and we need to add Pear as well.
Pear would need an
He's
alias,
so cute.
of course. How about... the Hangry Bird.
Aww. We got lots of plans here.
So, does that mean your signboard is going to be 2 cats and a penguin stuffed into a single hat?
Ooh, that sounds super
There's
snuggly and warm.
plenty of ways to design
And
that to make it
cramped.
super cute, so I think that's a good idea.
Miss Chiori!
No, you just show them
taking
all
pictures.
jumping out of
You
the
can
hat.
expect the article in tomorrow's Steambird, along with the evidence the Traveler
I
gathered.
mean,
Thank you,
that's
Charlotte.
how Winnie makes them all
It's
appear,
my
right?
pleasure.
Is they all
Bringing
jump out
the
of the
truth to
hat,
light
and his
is a
hat has endless
journalist's
face.
Going forward, feel free to custom order any accessories you need for Monsieur Verite. It's on the house.
Oh, that's awesome!
You really mean it?
Monsieur
Of course.
Verite
The same goes for you
needs
too.
the best
Remember that.
accessories to go find
If you
the
have need of
truth
any costumes
and the
in the
real
future,
truth.
just drop me a note.
What about something other than a costume?
Thank you, Chiori. It's much appreciated.
Well, I don't really need anything. Just don't be a stranger, all right?
I don't need anything either. So long as you continue to request my international courier services from Komania Express, we're golden.
Actually, that reminds me. When will you be leaving, Kirara?
Huh? About that.
I think she wants to
The Spina
give you more
Zero Sula
macarons.
has prepared a special vehicle for you, so you can just get in and we'll push it all the way out
Yeah.
of Fontaine.
What? No, that's so embarrassing.
Ooh, do we get something nice too, Chiori?
Of course. Just hold on a second.
We're all gonna be arrested.
Disrupting public order at the show. Appropriating venue lighting equipment without authorization. Using weaponry in public. Hosting a dangerous performance without notifying the authorities.
Shivers,
We can be charged for all of these
If you come
crimes.
across anyone who matches those descriptions, please report them to the Special Patrol at your earliest convenience.
Wink, wink.
You know
Okay,
that,
okay.
didn't you?
We got you. We got you.
You nearly scared me half to death.
Says the one who pulled that stunt earlier. How about you do me a favor and tell me in advance next time you're planning something like that?
And
Right.
if I had,
And,
would you have approved?
Yeah, you would have said no, so that's why she didn't tell you.
scared me a
That's
whole
exactly
lot
what it.
Well,
what I was
I
saying
would say I
earlier
won't
is,
say
you
just
know,
have I
you
not?
want to do
A
something, you
whole
really just
underground
shouldn't
workshop
tell her
in
in the first
Cassandra,
place.
And the man responsible all tied up and handed to you on a silver platter. Sounds pretty thoughtful if you ask me.
All right, I won't argue with you. You can
I
have this
know,
one.
right? We
Well,
helped you
friends,
get this
I
guy
would say
arrested.
We've earned ourselves a nice meal for our efforts. Let's go. Spina's treat.
I'll have to take a rain check. I've still got a lot of paperwork to take care of, so you all go have fun. Oh, by the way, Chiori, I ran into Vanger on the way here. He had a message for you.
I don't need to hear it.
Accessories?
I'm sure the old fool used pretty much every apology in the book. I'll just visit him some other day and give him a hard time about everything.
I mean, it was understandable. I
You
mean,
know him
there was
well.
a real threat to
Thanks
his
again,
family and his
Chivalrous.
business. I mean,
My pleasure.
what else
Oh,
are you gonna
and one
do at
last
that
thing.
point?
That was really quite
And I'm sure
an
everything will work
amazing
out between
show.
them. I'm sure he'll start supplying the accessories again.
You don't say.
All right,
It was
all
an
right.
amazing show.
Follow me if you want in on the celebration feast. Come on, we're leaving.
Yay! Look at all of our
Traveler,
friends
hi,
here.
Could you go wait for me at that place with the view? I'll let Navia know that we'll be a little late.
I mean, it's a bit
There's
far
something
away
I'd
of a
like to
walk,
give you.
but yes, that's a lovely place.
Oh, Paimon knows where you mean. Sure, no problem.
Perfect. I'll be right there.
we never got to model Chiori's clothes. But that's okay. Unless right now we get to model Chiori's clothes.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, we didn't wait long at all. But what did you want to give us that you couldn't share right in front of everyone else?
Here, take this.
Oh, wow!
Oh, it's a brooch!
Style of Chiori boutique too! Wait, Paimon gets one as well?
Yeah, then you don't need to have kids' clothes. We can
I've
both
only
wear the
two
same
now.
thing.
After much consideration, I decided to
Oh,
give them
thank
to
you so much. I'll definitely take good care
You've
of
been a
it.
great help. Even when things were looking bleak, you stayed by my side. There were even times when I felt
And a
like I
lot
had
of
to
people
fight
did
back
too.
and win. Even if it was just to honor the trust that you had in me.
Well, we may have helped a little, but Paimon would say you deserve most of the credit. This result, it was all you, Chiori.
I know for certain
Yeah.
that's not the case. I've
Yeah,
chased
it was
my
a team
dream for
effort.
so long that I've come to understand something. Apart from conviction and persistence, the thing that matters most is having friends who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself.
And
A single
that's why
person
it was
can only
amazing
do
to see
so
everybody
much.
come together just now.
Without all your help, Chiori Boutique could have easily fallen to ruin.
Well, Paimon doesn't think it would have ever gotten to that point. Not if you had anything to say about it. But, about the stuff you said at the show, you aren't worried it'll rub some people the wrong way?
Perhaps my words were a little pretentious, but they do reflect how I truly feel. I won't bow or scrape before any force in this world, much less any individual. I'm confident in the quality of my work. Create something beautiful, and there will always be people who appreciate it.
Yeah.
Guess there's nothing to worry about then. Should
Oh, the
we
little
go
brooch
back and
looks
join
so
them
good
at
on
the
little
place?
Paimon.
Oh, yes, of course. But before that, I'd like to admire the view for just a little while longer. You know, of all the nights I've spent in Fontaine, I'd say this is the loveliest by far.
It truly is lovely. When they talk about tonight, people will talk about, oh, we get to keep the brooch and we can put it in their teapot. When they talk about tonight, they'll talk about the real spectacle they saw, not just all the gossip that they heard. And yeah, I guess that shows a little bit about Chiori. You know, somebody who is very determined to stay true to her ideals and stick with, you know, what she really believes in. Make art that really reflects how she feels and who she is as a person, and not necessarily bending to anybody else's will, but supporting all those who have dreams and desires that they are willing to work hard for, like how she helped Letitia with the dress. And yeah, in the end, everything worked out. I mean, there's a lot of ways it might not have worked out well, but it looks like, just as always, we caught the bad guys. We basically won with them in a war of words. And I still don't understand how we managed to suddenly appear at the fashion week. But all those outfits with the sea and ocean themed were so good. I loved them so much. And of course, just, you know, just getting to learn a bit about Chiori. I don't think she's gonna stop, you know, her methods of physically taking action when necessary. But as she said, she prefers to fight fair and square. And I think she should do that more often because she's really great at it. Nobody can do it like her. Nobody can do it like her. Well, yeah. I guess that's it for Chiori Story Quest. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.